Hello everyone, today I am here with the story The Night the Bed Fell. Okay, let's start. Let's start with author of the story. James Thurber is author of the story. He was an American author, a cartoonist, a journalist, and a playwright. Thurber's cartoons and short stories were published regularly in the New Yorker. He went blind with both his eyes, but that never stopped him from writing or drawing. Thurber won many awards. There are 9 characters in the story. We all have memories of funny incidents that have happened in our lives. Many of them have everyone rolling in laughter every time they are retold. So students, you must have memories in your lives. Okay, here but I am talking about funny incidents. Okay, keep any funny incident in your mind. And let's start the story. I suppose that the night watermark of my youth in Columbus, Ohio, was the night the bed fell on my father. High watermark means the maximum value. Here students, I is author of the story, means James Thurber. Okay? It happened then that my father had decided to sleep in the attic one night, to be away where he could think. Now, my father means narrator's father. Who is the narrator of the story? James Thurber. His father decided to sleep in attic. My mother opposed the notion strongly. Notion means a belief about something. Because she said the wooden bed up there was unsafe. The heavy headboard would crash down on father's head in the case the bed fell and kill him. At 10:15, he closed the attic door behind him and went up the narrow twisting stairs. 10:15 means 10:30. We later heard ominous creaking as he crawled into bed. Ominous means suggesting that something bad is going to happen. We had visiting us that at this time a nervous first cousin of mine named Briggs Bell, who believed that he was likely to cease breathing. Cease means stop. When he was asleep, it was his feeling that if he were not awakened every hour during the night, he might die of suffocation. He had been accustomed to setting an alarm clock to ring at intervals until morning, but I persuaded him to abandon this. He slept in my room, and I told him that I was such a light sleeper that if anybody quit breathing in the same room with me, I would wake instantly. He tested me the first night, which I had suspected he would be, by holding his breath after my regular breathing, had convinced him I was asleep. This seemed to allay his fears a little. Allay means put to rest. But he took the precaution of putting a glass of spirit of camphor on a little table at head of his bed. Camphor means a white fragrant solid. This is mostly used in medicines or some flowers. It is made of something white color. Okay. Briggs was not only the member of his family who had his crotchets. Crotchets means a belief or fear that has no basis. Aunt Melissa Bell suffered under a premonition. Premonition means a strong feeling something bad is about to happen. That she was destined to die on South High Street because she had been born on South High Street and married on South High Street. Then there was Aunt Sarah Soft, who never went to bed at night without the fear that a burglar was going to get in and blow chloroform. Chloroform means an anesthetic used to make people unconscious. Under her door, through a tube. She always spilled her money, silverware and other valuables in a neat stack just outside her bedroom with a note reading, "This is all I have. Please take it and do not use your chloroform." as this is all I have. Previously, I told you chloroform means an anesthetic used to make people unconscious. Okay? Aunt Gracie Shaw also had a burglar phobia, but she met it with more fortitude. Fortitude means courage. She was confident that burglar had been getting into her house every night for 4 years. The fact that she never missed anything was to her no proof to the contrary. Contrary means complete different. She always claimed that she scared them off before they could take anything by throwing shoes down the hallway. But I am straying from the remarkable incidents that took place during the night that the bed fell on father. By the midnight, we were all in bed. The layout of the room and the disposition. Disposition means qualities of person's character of the occupants is important to an understanding of what later occurred. Means person's character, they will tell what will happen later on. Okay? In the front room upstairs, just under father's attic room, were my mother and my brother Herman, who sometimes sang in his sleep. Briggs Bell and myself were in a room adjoining this one. My brother Roy was in a room across the hall from ours. Our bull theatre terrier Rex slept in the hall. My bed was an army coat, one of those affairs. Affairs mean devices. Okay, here. Affairs mean devices. One of those affairs which are made wide enough to sleep on comfortably only by putting up flat with the middle section, the two sides which ordinarily hang down like the sideboards of a drop-leaf table. When the sides are up, it is perilous. Perilous means risky. To roll too far toward the edge, bringing the whole bed down on top of one with a tremendous banging crash. This, in fact, is precisely means exactly what happened about 2 o'clock in the morning. Always a deep sleeper, slow to arouse, you know. I had light to Briggs. I was at first unconscious of what had happened when the iron coat rolled me onto the floor and toppled on me. Hence, I did not wake up, only reached the edge of consciousness and went back. The racket means a loud noise. However, instantly awakened my mother in the next room, who came to the immediate conclusion that her worst dread was realized. The big wooden bed upstairs had fallen on father. She therefore screamed, "Let's go to your poor father." It was this shout, rather than the noise of my cot falling, that awakened Herman in the same room with her. He thought that mother had become, for an apparent reason, hysterical. Hysterical means becoming uncontrollable, emotional. "You are all right, Mama," he shouted, trying to calm her. They exchanged shout for perhaps 10 seconds. "Let's go to your poor father," and "You are all right," that woke up Briggs. By this time, I was conscious of what was going on. In a way, vague means definite, but did not yet realize that I was under my bed instead of on it. Briggs awakening in the midst of loud shouts of fear and apprehension came to the quick conclusion that he was suffocating and we were all trying to bring him out. With a low moan, he grasped the glass of camphor at his head and instead of sniffing it, poured it over himself. The room reeked of camphor. Reeked means smelled strongly. He leaped out of bed and groped toward the open window, but he came up against one that was closed. With his hand, he beat out the glass, and I could hear the crash and tinkle on the alleyway below. I had the uncanny sensation of feeling my bed above me. "Get me out of this!" I bawled. "Get me out?" "Oh!" gasped Briggs, floundering in his camel. Floundering means drowning. By this time, my mother, still shouting, pursued by Herman, still shouting, was trying to open the door to the attic in order to go up and get my father's body out of wreckage. The door was stuck, however, and wouldn't yield. Yield means open. Roy and the dog were now up, the one shouting questions, then other barking. Father, farthest away and sounded sleeper of all, had by this time been awakened by battering on the attic door. He decided that house was on fire. I'm coming, he wailed in a low, sleepy voice. It took him many minutes to regain full consciousness, my mother still believing he was caught under the bed, detected in his "I'm coming," the mournful, resigned note of one who is preparing to meet his maker. Meet his maker means die. "He is dying," she shouted. "I'm all right," Briggs yelled to reassure her. "I'm all right." He still believed that it was his own closeness to that was worrying mother. I found at last the light switch in my room, unlocked the door, and Briggs and I joined the other at the attic door. The dog, who never did like Briggs, jumped for him, assuming that he was culprit. Culprit means guilty person. Okay? We could hear father crawling out of bed. Upstairs, Roy pulled the attic door open with a dynamite jerk, and father came down the stairs, sleepy and irritable, but safe and sound. My mother began to weep when she saw him. Rex began to howl. "What in the name of God is going on here?" asked father. The situation was finally put together like a jigsaw puzzle. "I'm glad," said mother, who always looked on the bright side of the things, "that your grandfather wasn't there." The end. Hope you understood the story. So please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.